When working with React components in a React application, you will notice that in any project, your components eventually becomes bigger and bigger as you add more and more logic and JSX code in your components. And this is something which will naturally happen. And that's the reason why React has this concept of components. Components allows you to split your application into smaller building blocks where every building block, that means every component, is focused on one core task. And then you build your overall user interfaces by combining these building blocks, these components. And by doing that, we can keep every component relatively small and manageable. In our example, if you notice, this products component is becoming bigger and bigger as we add more and more logic and JSX code in this products component. So in order to keep this component small and manageable, we are going to split this products component into multiple components. But before that, in the last lecture, we learned about props. So here what we are doing is, every time we are using this products component, it is going to return this JSX expression. That means every time we are using this products component, it is going to return this UL element. But instead of returning this UL element, we want to return LI element because this LI element should be responsible for displaying the list of products. So here I am going to refactor this code a little bit. So I will cut this UL element from here, and let's also remove this closing UL element, and let's go to app.js. And here after this div, this second div, I'm going to add this UL element, and then let's also include a closing UL element here. With this, let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page, and our application is still working as expected. So it is still displaying all the products. But now from this products component, we are returning a list of product and not the unordered list, not the UL element which we were doing earlier. Okay, so this is one improvement which I wanted to make here. Now, for each product, here we are displaying the product name, then we are displaying this product description, and then we have this div, and inside this div we are displaying the price of the product, then we are displaying this button element, we are displaying a span where we are showing the product count, then we have this button element for incrementing the number of products, and finally we also have this span where we are displaying whether the product is available or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this div and I'm going to put it in a new component. For that, inside this components folder, let's go ahead and let's create a new file, and let's call this file product details.js. Now to create a component, we first create a function. We are going to call it product details, and then we are going to export this product details function, and we want to export it as default. Now inside this function, let's go ahead and let's return some JSX expression. So within the parenthesis, I'm going to write some JSX expression. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this div from here, and I'm going to paste it here. And let's go ahead and let's use this product details component inside this products component. So we can simply use it like this. Okay, now since we are not going to put anything in between these elements, so what we can also do is we can make this element self-closing by including a slash here like this. All right, now here if you notice, this component is expecting a value for this price property for this props object. It is expecting the value for this is available property for this props object, and it is also expecting this display formatted product count function. Okay, so first of all, what we are going to do is we have learned that every component function receives a parameter, and that parameter we called as props. Okay, now this props parameter, this props object is going to have some properties, and those properties we can define by specifying some attributes for this product details component. So here we want to have a price attribute, and to this price attribute we want to assign props.price. So this props is this props object, the parameter for this products function. And let's also set is available attribute, and to this we want to assign the is available property of this props object. So this props object of this products detail component is going to have a price property and a is available property, and we are using those properties here. Now we also want this display formatted product count function. So let's go back to product.js, and from here let's cut this function and let's paste it before this product details function. Now inside this product.js we also need to import this product details component, right? So at the top let's use this import statement, and here we want to import product details from product details.js. Now again here we don't need to specify the .js extension. Okay, with this let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page and we should have some errors. Alright, so it says product count is not defined and badge class is not defined. So let's go back to VS Code. So here we are using this product count variable. In the product.js we have this product count. So for now let's cut this product count from here and let's use it inside this product details.js file. Then we are defining this badge class inside this product.js file. So let's also copy it from here. Let's cut it and let's go ahead and let's use it inside this function. With this, let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page, and now all the products are displayed properly. Okay, and you can see for the available product the badge is green, and for the unavailable product the badge is red. So here what we have done is we have split this products component into two components. First we have this products component, and inside that we are using this product details component. And this product details component is responsible for displaying the price of the product, whether the product is available or not, and this add and delete buttons. And by doing that, now we have less JSX code in this products component. In that way, it is more maintainable. And in the same way, for this product details component also, we have less JSX code, which is more maintainable. Now remember that there is no hard rule on when to use a new component versus when to add JSX to existing component. You can create a new component whenever you feel that your existing component is growing in logic and JSX code. And also remember that since we have created a new component here, this component can also be reused in other components.